Hey there, welcome to First Five. If you're looking for encouragement, you came to the right place. Let's dive in. I don't know about you, but have you ever felt like you just can't catch a break? Like everything is going wrong at the same time. Like when it rains, it pours, and it is pouring in your life. Like I feel like sometimes life just happens in waves. Like there's just this wave of bad things, this wave of negativity that just kind of overtakes you at the same time. The diagnosis comes at the same time that the loan doesn't come through, at the same time that the money isn't looking right, at the same time that the scholarship doesn't come through, at the same. I mean, all of these things are happening at the same time, and it truly feels like you just can't catch a break. Have you ever said that to yourself? I can't catch a break right now. I know exactly how you feel. I'm telling you, when we first got married, actually about a year after we got married, we found out we were pregnant, and there was just so many things compiling on us at one time. I mean, that whole first year was so difficult because my wife was processing through this diagnosis that she had gotten, and how that was going to affect like our ability to have children. And we were like trying to have a kid, but it just wasn't working, and everything was just, and the bills were piling up, the medical bills from the surgeries that my wife had, and everything was just kind of coming to a head at the same time. Like, didn't feel like we were making enough money. We didn't have the money. We were in debt, to the medical bills. They were piling up, and all of a sudden, we're looking to try to move in this direction of getting pregnant. And then we get pregnant. That's the beautiful thing. God provided in an incredible way. When they said we couldn't get pregnant, God miraculously allowed us to be able to get pregnant with a very slim percentage of chance. And now we've got our beautiful daughter. We got two beautiful daughters. But the reality of it is that in that time, man, as grateful as I was for the miracle of being able to have a kid, in my mind, with everything else that was going on, it was piling on. It was another bill. It was another medical bill I was going to have to pay for. All these things were happening. When it rained, it poured, and it was pouring on my life, and I just felt like I couldn't catch a break. And I know you've been in that situation before, because it's so common for all of us to find ourselves in situations where we can't catch a break, where we feel like we can't catch a break, like things are so difficult, and we're just looking for a glimmer of hope. We're looking for just a little goodness to be found in our lives. Can I share with you that there is goodness for you? That God actually has goodness stored up for you, hidden away for you. I want to look at Psalm 31 because I believe there will give us some insight of what to do when it feels like it's pouring. When life feels like it is just pouring out all of its worst things on us, what to do, how can we respond accordingly, and how can we know that ultimately things are working together for our good? Psalm 31, verse 19 and 20, it says, "How great is the goodness you have stored up for those who fear you." This is David speaking. "How great is the goodness you have stored up for those who fear you. You lavish it on those who come to you for protection, blessing them before the watching world. You hide them in the shelter of your presence, safe from those who conspire against them. You shelter them in your presence, far from accusing tongues." And so David is saying, how great is the goodness you have stored up for those who fear you. Listen, if you feel like all the bad things are hitting you at once, here's some encouragement for you today. God has good things stored up for you. God has good things, goodness stored up for you, waiting for you, hidden away for such a time as this. For when you're at your lowest, God is there ready to pull you out. And it doesn't mean it's going to be immediate, but it does mean that he's with you and he's going to walk with you, and that ultimately goodness is in store for you. There's this word in Hebrew called safan, and safan literally means tucked away. It's that stored up, right? That phrase stored up. It means to be tucked away, treasured up. God has literally tucked away. He's treasured up. He's stored away goodness for you, and it's not running out. It's not running out. It says you lavish it on those who come to you for protection, blessing them before the watching world. God has an endless supply of goodness for you. If you feel like all you're doing is encountering negativity and badness and you can't seem to catch a break, God has an endless supply of goodness stored up for you. And if you go to him for protection, he is willing to lavish on that goodness on you. To lavish that, to pour out, to dispense that goodness freely to you. He is willing to give that to you and bless you before the watching world. That is the goodness of God that is stored up for you, treasured up for you. The Bible says you hide them in the shelter of your presence, safe from those who conspire against them. You shelter them in your presence, far from accusing tongues. There's actually that word, you can't tell, but when he says you shelter them in your presence, that word sophan is used again, which means that just like he preserves goodness, just like he stores up goodness, like he treasures up goodness for you, he also preserves you. He also treasures you. He also hides you in his presence, far from accusing tongues, far from people who would try to harm you, far from situations that would try to harm you, far from those who would conspire against you, far from your enemy, far from the enemy. God is willing to protect you. And if you're willing to go to him for that protection, he has goodness stored up for you that he wants to lavish on you. He wants to dispense to you freely. And just like he hides and stores and treasures up goodness, he hides and treasures you, and he protects you from the enemy. This is the goodness of God on display in our lives. So if you feel like you can't catch a break, if you feel like the diagnoses are coming in way too quick, if you feel like the bills are piling up, if you feel like the negativity is running rampant in your life, if you feel like the grades are not where you want them to be, and school just started, if you feel like the craziness is hitting you all at once, you can rest assured that goodness is coming for you. Goodness is pursuing you. God has goodness stored up for you. And if you were to come to him and seek him for protection, he would dispense that goodness. He would lavish it on you. He would cover you with his goodness and his grace and his love, because he loves you and he cares for you. And just as he preserves and stores up goodness for you, he wants to preserve you. He wants to save you. He wants to protect you from the things that would try to bring you harm. It doesn't mean that everything in life is going to be smooth sailing, but it does mean that when it's not, God is with you and he is willing to hold your hand and guide you through the difficult parts and lead you into goodness, because that is your portion. That is what he has stored up for you. Goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. That is another song. Listen, goodness and mercy are coming after you. He has stored those things up for you, and he wants nothing more than for you to seek him for protection, so that he can dispense that goodness on your life. I really hope that encouraged you today. We'll talk soon.